Number 1. Mississippi. Mississippi, named after the Great Mississippi River, has a horribly high poverty rate of 20.3%. Mississippi has the highest poverty rates across the board. In 2019, the state's per capita income averaged $24,369 per year. Agriculture and education can be blamed for the lack of income. Unfortunately, most farm employment in the state does not pay well, and there is a dearth of further education required to enter into higher-paying jobs. Number 2. Louisiana. Despite its lovely bayous and stunning city of New Orleans, Louisiana has a staggering 19.2% poverty rate. The annual per capita income in the state is only $27,923. The senior poverty percentage in Louisiana is particularly high, matching Mississippi's average of 12.8%. These high rates can be attributed to a lack of education and the presence of large cities. Despite its fame, New Orleans is just the 36th largest combined metropolitan statistical area, making it much smaller than New York City or Los Angeles. Number 3. New Mexico. New Mexico, which is surrounded by the Chihuahuan Desert, also has a high poverty rate of 19.1%, making it the third poorest state in the United States. Despite this, the state's per capita income is a startling $45,803 per year. However, the adult poverty rate here is higher than in Louisiana, at 18.2% on average. These high rates are due to a lack of education, the desert, and inequity. For example, the state's American Indian native poverty percentage is as high as 30%. Aside from inequities like these, a lack of education, and a major metropolis like Las Vegas leave few work opportunities in the desert. Number 4. West Virginia. It's no secret that this lovely mountain state has long struggled with widespread poverty. Despite its small population, West Virginia has a poverty rate of 17.6%. In addition, the state has one of the lowest per capita income averages in the country, at approximately $26,480 per year. These high rates are due to West Virginia's bad borders, as well as a dynamic economy. Originally, the state was a major coal mining region, which led to the development of mining towns and a thriving economy. However, due to a shortage of land west of the Appalachian Mountains, West Virginians are left with few to no alternative options as coal becomes less popular. Without a college diploma, the only other occupations available are frequently in forestry or construction, which do not pay nearly as well as a corporate position in Los Angeles. Number 5. Kentucky. Kentucky is the 5th state on our list, located on the other side of the Appalachian Mountains. The poverty rate in the state is 17.3%. Kentucky's per capita income is only $28,178 per year, owing to high proportions of senior and adult poverty. These high rates are due to a lack of education in big cities. Because these factors restrict upward mobility, many people become stuck in occupations they don't want to work. It is worth mentioning, however, that Kentucky has made substantial progress in recent years. The state's poverty rate was 19.4% in 2011, indicating that the state's overall poverty rate has decreased by approximately 3%. Number 6. Arkansas. While this little Midwestern state has improved over time, it still maintains a 17% poverty rate. However, this is a significant decrease from the previous year's average of 19.8%. Arkansas per capita income today is only $26,577 per year, which is lower than the incomes of some of the states farther up on this list. Living comfortably in the state can be challenging for some, on top of a particularly high child and male poverty rate. These high rates can be attributed to a lack of education as well as a lack of career prospects. Many of the available employment is in agriculture or other labor-intensive industries that do not pay much, and a lack of education prohibits individuals from quitting these jobs. Number 7. Alabama. Alabama ranks 7th on our list, just behind Mississippi, with a poverty rate of 16.7%. The annual per capita income in the state is also only $7,928. Unfortunately, Alabama has a greater rate of child poverty than the 3 states above it on this ranking, at 23.9%. These high rates are due to a lack of education, as well as racial inequality. In the state, for example, a startling 28.4% of African Americans and 32.2% of Latinos live in poverty. Both of these figures are more than double the number of white people who do. Number 8. Oklahoma. Oklahoma, just north of Texas, with a poverty rate of 15.7% and a per capita income of only $28,422 a year. However, the state's senior poverty rate of 8.9% is lower than any of the others on this list. Poverty in Oklahoma is higher than the national average due to a lack of education and inequality. The majority of jobs in the state that do not require an education are related to farming, ranching, or low-wage positions. Furthermore, although being a smaller proportion of the total population, Native Americans and other minorities in the state have higher poverty rates. Number 9. South Carolina. Despite the state's magnificent beaches and woodlands, South Carolina has a 15.2% poverty rate. Surprisingly, while having a greater median household income than many of the other states on this list, the state's per capita income is still only $29,426 per year. South Carolina also has an uncomfortably high child poverty rate of 22.2%. Given the lack of